do something. We're now recording these classes and putting them on the channel. Oh, I'm going to take off my socks. Okay. So we're going to start standing. You're going to hold your ball. Forgot my slippers were on my feet. Okay. You're going to start standing with your ball in front of your chest and just putting the heel of your hand into the sides of the ball, with the feet comfortably under the hips here, lifting tall and letting the tailbone drop, letting the shoulders relax. We're going to inhale. And then as we exhale, we're just going to gently press into the ball and float our heels up. And then releasing as we inhale back down and exhale. So you want to just engage the arms a little bit by pressing into the ball as you lengthen the spine and lift the heels, and then inhale back down. Just adding a little bit more, another dimension to our balance here. So inhale, exhale up as you press. Inhale, lower down. You might hold a little longer, of course, and stay up, get a little higher as you lift and lower. Yeah, just gently pressing. Full breath, feeling your lungs fill with air, and then exhaling all the air out as you squeeze and lift your heels. And then when your heels come down, bring your ball out with one hand. You're going to float one knee up, pass the ball under, and lower down. And then the other knee lifts up, pass the ball under your knee, and lower down. I can only do one side. So kind of working on that nice, smooth flow, side to side, lifting, passing under, lowering down. Yeah. And breathe. And then when you're even on both sides, got one more, you're going to bring the ball in front of you, in front of the chest, and we're just going to follow it back as we rotate to the back and bring it back to in front of us. Switch hands, rotate, and bring it back. And breathe. Little thoracic twist here. Side to side, follow the ball back. Nice full breath. And then when we come back to ball in front of us, we're going to pass it behind our back. So bring it behind you and switching. Other hand takes it back and switching. Other hand, yeah. Staying nice and tall, and just opening our shoulders a little bit. And then when our ball comes in front of us, we're going to lift it up over our head and just take a little back bend, looking up, arch a little bit back. Yeah. And coming back to standing upright, ball over our head, and we're going to inhale as we exhale. We're just going to take a little side bend over and lift back up. You might tuck your tailbone under you. Inhale, exhale, over and back up. Good. A couple more. Staying tall. Side and lift. Inhale, exhale. Good. And when you come back to the top, go ahead and just bring your ball down. Maybe shake your shoulders and arms if you need to. Come to the end of the mat. You can just put your ball down by your mat. And we're going to roll down. So inhale, exhaling as we roll down. And hang here. Just letting the knees bend and straighten as they want to. And then with our knees a little bent, stacking our spine back up, arms are heavy, shoulders relaxed. Just feeling that little stretch in our back, and then we come to the top, we'll roll down again. Inhale, exhale, roll down. And hang. Good. Again, bend and straighten the legs or whatever feels good to you. And then we'll walk our hands away from our feet into pike, down dog, letting your knees be a little bent, lifting the tailbone. And then maybe letting our weight shift side to side as we work our heels toward the mat. Stretching the heels down, lifting the tailbone. Maybe shift your weight a little forward and back if you like. Just letting the body move around here a little bit here as we breathe. And then walking our hands or moving our hands and feet farther apart, coming into some version of a plank, high plank or regular plank, and taking a couple nice full breaths here. And then we'll bring our knees to the mat or lower down onto your belly if you prefer. Come around to our back with our ball between our thighs. So you can just put your ball between your thighs. Bring your feet kind of close to the hips, lying on the mat. Take a nice full breath, and as we exhale, we're going to start to squeeze that ball and peel off the mat, one bone at a time. Good. And then taking our arms over our head, relaxing them on the floor, right? Take an inhale and exhale, stretching our spine down, melting it down one bone at a time. And then bringing our arms back by our side as we inhale and gently squeeze and peel off the mat on your exhale. Inhale, arms go over our head. And exhale, melt the spine back down. Good. And then we're going to inhale the arms to the ceiling, lift the head and chest. And when you can't lift any further, straighten your legs and squeeze your ball and roll up on your exhale. And then take a stretch over your legs. And then lift on the inhale. And as we exhale, we're going to start to roll back. When we're about halfway, we slide our feet in with us to come back to our bridge. Arms go over our head. Inhale, press the hips up. We'll do this a few times. You'll get the hang. And then melt the spine down on your exhale. On our inhale, the arms lift, the head lifts. We reach. On our exhale, we squeeze the ball as we straighten the legs to roll up and take a stretch. So we're going to do this little flow for a while, right? Sitting tall, inhaling, exhaling back. And when you get about halfway, sliding your feet in, taking your arms over your head. Inhale to press the hips up. And then exhale, articulate the spine down. On our inhale, arms lift, head lifts, and we reach past our legs. We squeeze our ball and roll up on our exhale and stretch. Okay. With that little flow. Inhale, exhaling as we round back and then slide the feet in as you come down. Arms go over the head. Inhale, press the hips up. Exhale, articulate the spine down, one bone at a time. Inhale, arms and head lift, and we reach. On our exhale, we squeeze the ball and roll up and stretch. Only 50 more. No, a couple more. Okay, inhale, exhale back. And then about halfway or so, slide in. Arms go over the head. Inhale, press the hips up. Exhale, relaxing our arms as we articulate down. Inhale, arms and head lift and reach. Exhale, squeeze and roll up and stretch. Lift up as we inhale. Exhale, back. Feet slide in. Arms go over the head. And inhale, press the hips up. Exhale, articulate the spine down. And then you're going to stay here. Bring your arms down by your side with your elbows pressing down on the mat. Hands are facing or pointing to the ceiling, right? And then we're going to press our hips up off the mat here. Extend your right leg out. So it's next to your left leg, hanging onto that ball, and breathe. You might want to do little tiny squeezes, or you might just want to hold, right? And breathe. We'll bend that leg, bring that foot onto the ground, maybe adjusting your feet, and straighten your left leg next to your right leg, hanging onto your ball. And you might, again, you might do little tiny squeezes, or you might just hold on to that ball and breathe. And bending. That foot comes onto the ground, and we're going to press our hips up as we inhale. But articulate the spine down, one bone at a time on your exhale. And then just lift your legs up, hug your knees into your chest. Let your body rock around a little bit. Kind of giving our hips a bit of a stretch. And then we're just going to use our ball and our hands to rock ourselves up to sitting. So squeezing a ball, bring yourself up to sitting. If you're just coming in, we're using our squishy ball. Okay. Bring your ball now between your knees, right? So we had it between our thighs, and we're putting it between our knees. And then we're going to sit back on our elbows like this. We're going to lean back on your elbows like this. Bring the legs up. So we're going to inhale as we take our heels toward the ground, or feet. Exhale, lift back up. Right, so inhale away, gently squeezing to hold on to your ball. Exhale up, inhale away, exhale lift. Inhale away, exhale lift. Now stay here, straighten your legs to the ceiling, little squeeze, and then bend. Straighten your legs to the ceiling, little squeeze, and bend. Again, straighten, little tiny squeeze, and bend. Now we're going to put it together. Inhale, the legs go away. Exhale, back. Inhale, extend the legs. And exhale, bend. Inhale away. I'm breathing this way. You can breathe differently if you want. Exhale, back. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. Inhale, legs go toward the ground. Exhale, up. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. One more time. Inhale away. You don't have to touch the ground. Again, extend and bend. Now stay here with your knees bent, and we're going to just take our legs over to one side, lift them up, take them over to the other side. So just rolling off of that hip, right? So you're rolling off of the right hip when you turn to go to the left. Rolling off of our left hip when we go to the right. Little twist. How's your neck? Neck okay? and then take it over. Good. And then when you come back to center, go ahead and come up. Just use your arms to press yourself up to sitting. Good. And then straighten the legs. And we'll take the ball out for a moment and do a leg stretch. So grab a strap or a band if you want. And I particularly want to do this for those of us that have tight legs, right? Tight hamstrings area, right? So just go ahead and pick up your leg, whether you're using your hands or something, and then come onto your back, and we'll do a little stretch here. So you can, of course, bend and straighten your knee. You can move your foot. You can point and flex. Get a little stretch there. And breathe. And with our leg as straight as we can get it, close to a 90-degree angle, take it across your body a little bit, and just find that stretch and breathe. I do this all the time, of course, because I think it's so important. It's really important to do these stretches, right? On a regular basis. Okay, lift the leg and then open it out to the side, keeping our other hip down, leg high and straight. So that little hip opening, adductor stretch. And then lift up to the ceiling. And we're going to pull our knee down toward our armpit with our sole of our foot facing the ceiling like you're lunging on your back, right? So feel like you're lunging on the ceiling. Really reach through your left leg or your other leg, the leg that's on the ground. Really stretch through that leg and pull your knee down. Great. And then straighten the leg again. And we're going to rock ourselves up. So lifting the head, shoulders, leg lowers down, and we come up. We switch to our other leg. If you're using something, you can switch. Bring your leg up, give it a stretch here, and then coming down. And just breathe. Moving our foot if we want to flex and point, kind of working our foot a little bit. Tilt side to side. And then getting our leg as straight as we can and taking it across the body slowly, finding that stretch. Really feel it more on Monday, I noticed, than I do on Wednesday and Friday. All right, and then lifting up and opening out to the side, keeping our other hip down, keeping that leg high and straight as possible so we get a stretch inside the leg and groin area. And then we'll lift up and lunge by pulling our knee toward our armpit or toward the mat. Really reaching through our other leg, right? Anchoring it down so we feel the hip flexors get a little stretch. Stretching through that leg and then straightening the leg again. Give a little stretch. And then we'll rock up. So we're lowering the leg, rocking up, sitting. Great. And then if you want, you can just do a little leg stretch. Grab hold of your both feet with your strap or band if you're using, give a little stretch there. All right, and then we're gonna bring our prop off. If we're using one, take our ball again. So we're gonna bring ourselves onto our back here with our feet close to our hips. Press the hips up, put the ball under your sacrum. This is why you don't want it to be too full of air, this particular exercise. Okay, so we're going to keep our left foot on the mat, and we're going to extend our right leg to the ceiling. You might point your toes. I can't point my toes with this foot. And this is a stability exercise. We're just going to do leg circles here. So you're going to take your leg across, down, around, and back to the top. And the size of your circle will depend upon how well you can stabilize on your ball, right? So we're just going to circle this leg across, down, around, and up. Exhaling as you circle. So we're going to feel those little stabilizing muscles, especially in your core area, right? As you circle your leg, because the ball is challenging those muscles. So how big or how fast your circle is, just dependent on how you feel on that ball. Now we're going to reverse our circles, go the other way. I say exhale that circle around. If your ball is full of air, you're going to have a hard time. Good. All right, and then when you finish that circle, bend your knee and put it on the ground. Bring your other leg up. So we'll just do the other side. And make sure your knee is lined up with your hip if your knee is bent. Okay, so circle across, down, around, and up. As you exhale, noticing if one side is different than the other. One side's easier and one side's harder. To stabilize. And then we're going to reverse our circles. So we're going out, down, across, and up, right? Feeling your little stabilizing muscles working. Okay. Breathe. Okay, now you're going to bend that knee and leave it up there, and you're going to bring your other leg up. And then we're going to straighten our legs to the ceiling and glue them together. They'll be as straight as they'll be, but just glue them together. And now we're going to circle both legs to the right, around, to the left, and back. And then to the left and around, to the right and back. So a little bit more challenging. Right, alternate your circles, little baby corkscrew, right, taking it around and double leg circle. Good. Or more or less a circle. It might not be exactly a circle. Mine's a little bit of a work of art. Okay, and then when you finish the circle that you're on, keep your right leg there, stretch your left leg down to the mat, and then we're going to just do a slow scissor of our legs, right, and then switch. Other leg goes down and then switch. Just kind of slowly scissor the legs, stretching one leg down, stretching the other leg down, so you feel the stretch when you really try to bring your leg all the way to the ground. And breathe. All right, and then both legs come up, hug your knees into your chest, and you'll kind of come back off that ball and stretch your low back a little bit. A little stretch there, and then bring the feet to the ground, press the hips up, pull your ball out from under your sacrum, and then articulate the spine all the way down. Right. And then we're going to bring the ball, come up and bring the ball behind your shoulder blade, mid-back area for a little upper back extension and more stuff. So hands behind the head, right? We're going to arch back over the ball, hang on to your head because it's probably not going to be on the ground, right? And just kind of relax and breathe here. Let the chest get a little stretch and our spine bend in this way. Yeah. Adjust it. All right, and then we're just going to add movement. So you're going to inhale on the arch back, and then as we exhale, we're just going to lift up until our head is about level with our torso. So don't come up too high. And then inhale back. Right? So emphasis on the arching back. And then exhaling up by drawing our rib cage towards our pelvis. Inhale back and really go into extension. And exhale up, supporting our head with our hands. Really going back into extension and drawing rib cage toward pelvis. Great. And then this time we'll add the leg and a little rotation. So as we inhale back, right, we're going to exhale up and float our left knee up and then turn and look to the left. Back over that elbow, come center, lower the foot down, lie back over your ball as you inhale. Exhale up, floating the right knee up and then turning to the right. Back to center, inhale back as that foot goes down. Keep going, exhale up, that left knee floats, turn to the left. Back to center, foot goes down, inhale back. Exhale, right knee floats up as you come up, turn to the right. Come back to center and back over the ball. Good, and this time we're gonna come up the center on our exhale, lift our left leg, lift our right leg, right? And then we're gonna go into a crisscross. So flexing our feet, extend through that right leg and rotate to the left, looking back over that left elbow. Come center as your knee bends, extend through your left heel, turn to the right, come back to center as that knee bends. Keep going, extend through the right heel as you turn to the left. Inhale, center, exhale it, turn to the right, extending through that left leg, bring it back. Really curl your tailbone under you to help you out, right? Inhale, center, exhale, rotate. Come back, rotate. Good. When you're even on both sides and you come to center, bring your feet back onto the ground one at a time, and then arch back over your ball one more time. And breathe. All right, and then go ahead and lift up on your exhale, straighten one leg and then the other, reach for your feet and roll up from there. Oh, okay. So just bringing our legs into a little bit of a straddle here and the ball in between the legs. Lift the sits bones. And we'll just put our hands on the ball and roll it away. So let's roll it toward the feet. Yeah. And roll it back as we stack up. Just do that a few times. So inhale, exhale, roll it away. Inhale, exhale, roll it back and stack back up. Your knees might need to bend a little bit, right? If you need to, that's fine. And roll it back. Good. Now when you come back to sitting, pick up your ball in front of you. Inhale tall, exhale. Now we're going to peel off of that wall or hinge forward with our ball reaching towards our feet and then reaching through the crown here. Go as far as you can and then flatten the back so that ball is still in line with the crown of our head as we lift up. And then you're just going to pulse the ball back a little bit, just a tiny little pulse, and really flattening our back, right? As flat as we can. Again, your knees can be bent. That's okay. It's more about the back, the spine, right? Keep the head lifted. Right. And then stop and rotate. Look under one arm. Do, do, do. Back to center, flatten the back, reach out, rotate, look under your other arm. Good. And then back, flatten the back. Really try to flatten the back, lifting the arms, lifting the head. Let the ball float back down to the ground, hands on the ball. Relax and stack back up as you roll the ball towards you. All right, need that one for our posture. Okay. Let's put the ball between either your calves or your ankles, really wherever you can hold on to it, doesn't matter really. So, and we're gonna come onto our side like that with the ball between our legs. Right. And you're going to hang on to that ball. Good. Inhale. As you exhale, float the legs up. If you want, you can also float your head up. It doesn't have to, you can just leave it on your arm, either way. And then gently squeeze and lower back down, right? So floating up on the exhale, little squeeze and float back down. Nice deep breath. Exhale, float up. And then holding your legs up, just do a few little squeezes, little tiny squeeze, holding up those legs. Breathe. You're gonna feel the inner leg of your bottom leg, especially here, right? The inside muscles. Okay, stop and relax your legs, relax down, and then you're gonna just pull your knees in to bring your ball up towards you, grab it, and then bring your legs in a bent position here. So we're going to be putting the ball on the top leg, between the bottom and the thigh, right? So just grabbing it with your leg like that. Make sense? Legs in our kind of a tabletop position here. Tabletop or chair position. Hang on to your ball. Hopefully you don't have slippery clothes on. Okay, so you're gonna have to squeeze it to hold on to it, right? And then we're just gonna lift that top leg and lower it a few times. So inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Good, inhale, lift. You need to adjust your ball at any point, that's okay. Inhale, lift. Okay, and then this time what we'll do, when you close your leg, you're just gonna lift it a little bit, and then you're gonna open your knee to the ceiling. So you're gonna try to really open that leg up and then bring it back to parallel and lower. So you just kind of start to lift and then open. Try to get your knee pointing to the ceiling, bring it back to parallel and lower. Almost the same thing, a little bit of an opening up of our hip, right? Open to the ceiling, bring it back and down. Lift and open. Knee points to the ceiling, bring it back and down. And then we're going to circle our leg in whatever size of circle you can manage holding onto your ball. So just draw a circle, nice and big if you can. And breathe. And then reverse your circle. This is obviously about the hip joint, so make it nice and big if you can. Everybody still holding on to their ball? Okay, and then bring your legs together, relax them, take your ball and place it in front of your chest with your hand on it. Straighten your top leg down the mat, and you're going to kick forward as you inhale, and then we're going to kick back as we exhale and roll that ball away. And then bring everything center. Again, kick, reach back and roll the ball away. And come center, inhale, kick, exhale, reach and roll. And bring everything center. Kick, couple more. Exhale, roll it away. Everything back, good. And breathe. Good, last one. Kick and reach and roll. All right, and then when you come back to center, let your knees relax, your legs relax. Bring the ball underneath your rib cage, waist area, with your hips on the ground. Straighten your top leg and bring your head on your hand. We're going to do side lying sit up. So this top hand should be on the ground to start with, so that you can really support your neck, right? So we're just going to lift the elbow off the ground and lower. Use this hand and use your hand that's under your head to sort of press your head up. So depending on how full your ball is, this could be easy or it could be hard. Next level is your hand, your arm is on your leg and you're reaching for your foot, right? That's a little bit more challenging. If you can keep your neck relaxed while you do that. And then the most challenging would be hand behind the head, and you lift up like that. And you're really working those muscles. Oh my gosh. Okay, so take your choice and do whatever level works for you, right? Go back and forth if you want, because it's hard. Make sure you're not leaning forward. You're just going straight up and down. Okay, last one. And then we're going to take a stretch on that ball by lying down and taking our arm over our head and relaxing and maybe even pulling on that arm a little bit if you want. We know this exercise, we've done it before, but usually a little differently. All right, and then go ahead and bring yourself up. Take a moment to stretch that hip by crossing your top leg over and exploring whatever kind of hip stretch you like. And stack your knees and fold forward, or want to give that hip a nice little stretch. Yeah, you can be on your back. Of course, you might want to move your head and neck around and your shoulders, you know, anything that feels good to your neck and head. Okay, and then we're going to uncross ourselves and come onto our other side. So starting with the ball between ankles or calves or wherever it's comfortable for you to hold on to on your side, right? And just this top hand can be on the ground, lying on your bottom arm, right? Inhale. As we exhale, we float the legs up. Head can come up too if you want. Little squeeze and float back down. Inhaling, exhaling up. Little squeeze and float back down. As we inhale, and then we exhale up. Little squeeze, float back down. Good. Exhale up. Stay up for a few squeezes. Just holding on to the ball, little tiny squeeze. You can let your head rest if you want. Doesn't matter whatever you want to do with the head, but just little squeezes. Breathe. Good, and relax down. And then pulling the knees in, taking hold of that ball. Bring your legs into that about a tabletop chair position, something like that. Ball behind the knee, hanging onto it. Great. And then you're going to lift and lower. Kind of getting used to holding onto your ball, open and close. Inhale and exhale. Obviously, we're having to engage the back of the legs, right? A lot to hold on to that ball. Open and close. Okay, and then we're going to just open a little bit to the legs parallel. And now really open so that knee points to the ceiling and then bring it back and down. So a little lift and then open, knee points to the ceiling. And then, so trying to really open the hip, right? Float it up, open to the ceiling, back and down. Float up, open, back and down. And then we're going to circle the leg. Nice and big. Breathe. And circle the other direction. Big as you can. Good. Deep breaths, because you need it. Oxygen. Oxygen to the muscles. All right. And go ahead and relax your legs together. Take the ball, put it in front of your chest, straighten your top leg down the mat. So flexing the foot, inhale, kick, exhale, reach back, roll the ball away, bring everything back to center, and then kick, exhale, roll the ball as you reach that leg back and center. Good, kick and roll the ball away. A little stretch in that shoulder. Good, kick and roll away. Breathe, kick, good, reach back and roll. Let's do one more, I think. Okay, kick and reach and roll. Bring everything back to center. Let your leg relax. And then coming up to put the ball underneath our rib cage. Lowest part of the rib cage there. Straighten the top leg. In your body's in a straight line, head on your hand, right? Top hand on the ground to start with, pressing our bottom hand into our head and top hand into the ground to lift up. So just notice how hard it is on this side first. And then maybe you want to make it a little more challenging. If you want, you can reach your arm down your leg, or you can bring your hand behind your head. So this side's really hard for me, so I'm going to keep my hand on the ground. Right, but we'll find a level that works for you so that your neck is not straining. And push up. So if you are looking for an hourglass figure, I always tell people this, because if you want to really trim your waistline, this is the exercise for you. There is nothing better than this one for that purpose. I can guarantee you. All right. One more. And then we're going to stretch out on the ball, arm over the head, stretch our side, lateral flex our spine, Oh. You might even gently pull on your arm if you like. Opening up the rib cage, right? Opening up the space between our ribs a little bit. All right, and then we'll come up and do a hip stretch, or if you like to do a hip stretch on your back, you can stay down. Okay, and we'll cross that leg over. Maybe roll the shoulders, move your head and neck around a little bit. Just finding a hip stretch. I like to do a twist sometimes, whatever feels good to you. Right, then we're going to come out of that and come onto our all fours for a little bit. You're going to put the ball between your knees. That. So finding our fingers spread wide. Of course, any ledge you want to make under your hands for extra support or anything like that. Spread the fingers wide. Good. And just start by curling the tailbone under, rounding your back, and then coming into an arch by lifting the tailbone, lifting the chest. And then as we exhale and curl the tailbone under, just gently squeeze the ball. And then releasing as we come into an arch. Right? And then gently squeeze as you round. Good. And then we're going to add a little bit to that. So you're going to tuck your toes into the mat, curl your tailbone under and round your back, and then lift your knees. Little squeeze on the ball, lower back down, and come into an arch. Okay, so we'll do that little sequence. So on our exhale, rounding the back, lifting the knees, little squeeze, lowering down, coming into an arch. Inhale, exhale, curl, round, lift, squeeze, lower, and arch. Good. This time we're going to round and curl the tailbone under, lift the knees, and see if you can stay here a little bit. If you can, just do little tiny squeezes on the ball, but if you can't, that's okay too. You can lower your knees. Good, and lower down, arch the back, look forward, and go ahead and round the back, stretch back toward your heels. Great, and then we're gonna come up and actually let's shift gears for a moment and come around to sitting. So, and also your wrists, if they're feeling it after being on your wrist like that, you might want to do a open and close and, you know, move the fingers and shake them out, all that good stuff. So we're going to have our ball handy, just have it by your side. And we're going to pick up our, well, that doesn't matter which leg, any leg. You're going to round back just till you find your rib cage on the mat, right? So not all the way back. Give that leg a little stretch. Good. And then pick up your ball. Well, all we're going to do is pass the ball between our legs as we scissor. So you're going to scissor, pass the ball to the other hand, scissor, pass the ball, scissor, pass the ball. So kind of feel like you're making a bit of a figure eight with that ball as you pass it through underneath your leg, and you're breathing and really reach and lift. So that's what's going to help the neck, right? If you're really trying to lift yourself up by reaching, not falling back. Good. And just breathing. Okay, that's enough. Bring the legs up. Roll down, hug your knees. Rock your head side to side. Good. All right, and then put the ball between your thighs. And if you're not able to roll on your back, you don't want to do this, but if you are able to roll on your spine or rock on your spine, lift your head and shoulders, and then just squeeze the ball as you sort of exhale and rock, right? Use the ball to squeeze, right? Just letting your shoulders relax and doing a little rocking on your back. Rolling, rock and roll. Good. And then we'll come up to sitting. Good for our spine. You can do it. Okay, come on to the belly and we're going to bring our ball over our head. I'm going to move my mat a little bit. We're going to have our ball out in front and our hands on top of it with our arms fairly straight. And you're just going to look down, look between the arms here. You might want to, fold it up towel or something under your chest. If it's hard for you to have your arms over your head, it's always a good idea to have something to elevate your chest, okay? So just pressing into the ball as we lift up and back down. So a little back extension, right? Inhale, down, exhale, press into the ball and lift. Inhale, lower. Good. Exhale, lift. And then we're going to add to that as we lift up, we're going to reach and lift our left leg this time. Exhale up. Inhale, lower. As we exhale up, we reach and lift our right leg. And inhale down. So keep alternating as we press up, reach and lift the left leg. And lower down. Deep breath. Exhale up as you reach and lift the right leg. And lower down. Pressing up into extension, lengthening and lifting one leg and the other. All right. And then when you lower down this time, you're going to hold on to your ball, lift up a little bit, taking your ball in your right hand, bring your arms behind your back. You're going to lift up, switch, bring it to the front and lower down. And then inhale as we lift, ball goes in the left hand. We bring both arms behind us and switch, bring it overhead, lower down, keep alternating, right? Lift up, right hand takes the ball back as we lift a little bit, bring it forward, lower down, lift, left arm brings it back. Keep switching and lower down. A couple more if you can. Bring it behind you. Lift up a little bit. Switch and lower. Breathe. And when you're even on both sides, you can rest. Ball down in front of you. Great. And then we're just going to come and stretch back onto our heels again. So coming into a little child's pose stretch. we'll come up to sitting. I don't know why I even bothered to have a mat. That's just too much trouble. Okay. Come around to sitting and bring your legs into a diamond shape there. So the feet are a little bit away from us. Long-legged butterfly. And just put the ball in front of you here. And we're just going to roll the ball over our feet. Stretch out. Roll it back in. Just like we do when our legs were in a straddle, but now we're in this diamond. Roll it out. Yeah, roll it out. Bring it back in. Back it up. Roll it away. This is a really good, this butterfly or diamond shape is really one of the best ways you can stretch your sacrum, right? Is this particular stretch. Stretches the sacrum in all directions. So highly recommend it for any tightness in your low back area. Okay. And when we come up, we will bring our legs into a little bit of a straddle. If you need to sit on something or bend your knees or whatever, right? Now let's just start with a little rolling of our shoulders. I feel like my shoulders are a little in need of it. Okay, and then we're going to do saw with the ball. So we're going to take the ball up over our head. And as we do that, we kind of lift our spine tall. We rotate over to one leg. So if you're going toward your left leg, your right hand puts that ball just outside of your left calf, and your left hand is behind you. You can push yourself forward, roll the ball toward your foot, anchor your hips, don't let them move, and then roll the ball in a little bit, pick it up, lifting tall as we go overhead, and the other hand takes it to the other leg. And you're going to roll it towards your foot. So you might use your back hand to press you forward, at least to start with, and then roll it in, pick it up nice and tall, switch it over. Exhale as you roll it towards your foot. Really anchoring the hips, right? Lifting it nice. So we lift tall, take it to the other side, roll it towards the foot. Pull it back in, lift tall. Good, side to side. Or your back arm might be reaching away from your front arm. Nice deep breath. Great. And lifting tall. And whenever you feel even on both sides and you feel nice and stretched out, you lift up, right? You can bring your arms out and your ball all the way down to the ground. Great. And there we go. Thank you all for coming. I'm going to stop the show.
Thanks, Deb.